Oh, hi. Um, this is about violence against women, but to make it more interesting, this is another reality involved. This involves the X-Files, oddly enough, and for all you X-File fans, which I understand aren't very many based on TV rating points, and nobody really uses YouTube. You may find this fascinating because this is about the X Files, the dirty files behind the X Files. I used to write the employee unofficial newsletter while at the X Files. I was also the buyer there. So you're going to get a lot of information from the X Files you wouldn't get anywhere else, and you might find this rather interesting. You'll see this on the blog identified below. The reason this is done is obviously to get awareness up, and at the same time, we're helping deal with issues like bullying, violence against women, extortion, fraud, misappropriation of funds, pension fraud, which hurts not only the person on the document, but the family of the person, because it affects life insurance, so it affects children. It gets pretty dirty. So this is the story not of anything wrong with the people of the Exiles, Chris Carter, Bob Goodwin, absolutely fantastic people, but there's always a few, as the Pope says, little monsters that get into institutions, and the X-Files was no better. This is, again, using the new Pope's term about the little monsters in the X-Files. What's also interesting about this is we're going to be exposing those who do cover-ups for violence against women. We're also going to be able to give a device to those who are suffering cyberbullying by the creative device of, in fact, cyberbullying, cyberbullies, and an explanation of law and how you are legally allowed to bully criminals once you're sure they're criminals. So this is very key. There's defamation law that has to be addressed and other factors. But for those who have access to Oxford legal scholars, we have a small advantage over, let's say, the brightest, the very most capable brain the criminals have. That would be Don Ramsden and Tom Adair. So this will expose them and others like Rob Mayer. I'm quite comfortable using their names. The RCMP know about me. I think they've known about me since 73. Bamford Jasper. But anyways, that's for the full story in the book that'll come out about the dirty files behind the X-Files. For if there's any X-Files people out there looking for something real that is about the truth is out there. Well, now the truth is here. So we're going to be exposing corruption in unions. We're going to be exposing people who think violence against women is something you can just buy off. We're going to deal with, this is a key part, is conspiracy by a group or organized criminals and the proceeds of those crimes and what legally justifies seizure before judgment as it relates to both criminal law, which is separate from civil law. We are ignoring the labor code as just an absolute waste of time for all workers. We're also going to try and help labor reform realize the absurdities built into our labor code that hurt both the working man and, in fact, hurt the employer. Just another positive note on the X-Files. The most positive experience and support I got from the X-Files was actually the two top guys, Chris Carter and Bob Goodwin. There were others who were very supportive too in costume, Jenny Gullett and some other ladies, I guess, in costume. And, of course, all the amazingly fun and great people who weren't, as the Pope would call, little monsters. So we'll be exposing the little monsters. We'll be talking about law. We'll be talking how women can use the internet actually as a device to expose violence against women, the abusers. This is why God made the media, or made social media, is it serves social justice or civil disobedience to a degree very well. So stay tuned. Come back to this blog. I will be monetizing it with advertising because it really bugs those people who think they're so smart and got away with everything that in fact, even as I do this, I can make money, which is another story about the mismanagement from sort of a business school standpoint of the film industry and the changes that have to occur there. Not only the labor code, but it's like the railway trying to keep the jobs of caboose. Great for guys who have no real skill, no experience. Like we have brilliant sign writers, brilliant carpenters. So many good, honest, brilliant people that we can in fact compete as a film industry against the world by offering the integrity branding that you'll come here, you're going to pay a premium price. We're going to get away from tax subsidies and in fact do the Chivas Regal and go for top price, and at the same time provide quality equal to, let's say, an organic white wine in the Okanagan that can wipe out most of the well-known French major wines. So we're going to be playing with a lot of things, so a lot of things will be touched on. So you may want to save this blog as one of your favorites, because there is so much here from law, psychology. We also had the advantage of bringing one of Canada's top forensic psychiatrists, Dr. Madeleine Tremblay. So there is some insights from an authority there. As I said, others used was an acting chair of the law faculty at UBC, another Oxford legal brain, and another Oxford legal brain from just below the border somewhere. My case is so slam dunk that the last 2 or 3 social occasions I've been with top lawyers or legal academics, I haven't even brought up the case. So any questions as far as legal superiority are now mute in both criminal and civil. The issues is to deal with the social phenomena of bullies in secondary schools, which we also hope this will be an offshoot of with the X-Files, what they call shadow halo effect, the values that the kids will be interested, and we're going to show how the kids can in fact counter the bullies using my exercise and my insights. Here we see gross defamation. The top legal case was an award of $650,000. Ashley in Quebec. So many lawyers all babbling in my ear. And apparently my case dwarfs the damages, dwarfs the malicious nature, and the beauty of it is I may have 12 to 16 defendants, so I'm going to be able to give money away to help women's shelters because I have other things happening. So by coming here, the money all for this blog absolutely goes to women's shelters, plus a lot more. But so support us, spread us around, and you get a little grandfather talk about Hollywood, sex, drugs, guys mainlining, almost dying on set. And believe it or not, rock and roll. I may even throw in a bit of my guitar work as well. So you get it all here. Fancy movie stars, big names. I can't imagine another YouTube site that has the potential. We'll be talking shortly. This week, my exercise, I'll keep you up to date as a journal, is I'm going to be talking to various political parties, the NDP about house cleaning the dirt out of theirs machine at provincially with Dix's friend Dusty Kelly, and as well talking to the PC Conservatives about Bill C-377 for ensuring that we have the same transparency from sneaky little dirty unions that we would demand of sneaky dirty little banks or sneaky dirty little churches. It's not about unions. It's about dirty, sneaky, sleazy criminals. This is not anything about white collar, blue collar, because it's so mixed up as the story goes along. You won't be able to tell who's the socialist and who's the capitalist, especially since a lot of the socialists are Wall Street capitalists waving socialist flags, which will be funny for political science types. Those fascinated by union and labor history will get that. We'll also be touching a bit on legal history, concepts. It'll even be a little Latin. We're going to talk about obiter dictum, ratio decidendi, stare decisis. These are all key elements that have to be considered. So we can take it up a notch, and for just those, just give me this good straight goods and entertain me. Well, you've got someone who's already got his work recognized from Hollywood for 2 international awards for comedy, and The Tonight Show from NBC also said some nice things about World's Best. So I'm going to take a crack at a bit of comedy as well. There's a certain bond that goes with ex-comedians. It's hard to explain. It's sort of gay, I guess, but it's just not sexual. It's just an intellectual kind of thing. But anyways, this is about a lot of fun people as well, because all of the legal people involved were not only impressive legal people, they were fun legal people. The people who supported me, I have 470 votes from this dirty little union in a corrupt election. 500 and something makes you king. Asking for a forensic audit. I have other credentials, so being king of this little dirty union wasn't as important as me getting the votes or the documentation, signatures for a forensic audit to show the seriousness of what's involved. Violence against women is serious. The threat to potential children because of the psychological makeup of these people is also a consideration. And we also have the criminal issues that affect families and in reality affect every taxpayer in BC who's been basically footing the bill for these criminals, because neither the union nor the NDP or the provincial government has done anything about these women abusers. Well, now that we have a premier who's of the province who's a woman and an attorney general who's the woman, we're going to hope that this moves along, and this will be part of my daily report. So I'll be talking about politics as it relates to British Columbia, and it relates to violence against women, threats to children, nothing anyone wants on their plate. I'll also be giving the Catholic Church an incredible opportunity to support this and show they are, by deed actually protective of children, and they can be heroes. And the big heroes of this whole story for the working man and the BC taxpayer, of course, because I'm the writer, producer, and director here, is the RCMP, who will prove that they are the real heroes, the first responders for the working man. When anyone tries to step on anyone weaker, they are the heroes and first responders for anyone who tries to bully, whether in school or the workplace. This is also giving an incredible opportunity to the Workmen's Compensation Board. CRA will be interested, the Canada Revenue Agency, because there's a lot of little clever tax schemes, well, not clever, actually very stupid tax schemes by morons, and this will make, reduce costs for the RCMP without a doubt, reduce costs for the CRA in their investigations, help the political party that's first to get in here and get credit, maybe win the next election, because this is an opportunity for the NDP to show they can clean their house. Jim Sinclair of the BC Federation of Labour, that it's not just talk, you don't just point fingers, you actually clean your own house. Or it gives the progressive conservatives at the federal level an ability to push C-377, the bill, through, and then have Justin Trudeau come in later and make sure banks, churches, and every other institution is as transparent and honest as we hope to demand unions are. We need integrity in our institutions, and we have to trust. The amount of money lost, and it creates other things like hurts motivation in the workplace. It promotes incompetence at incredible levels, which will also be in here. There'll be a business school stuff too for the Wharton guys, the Harvard guys who like that kind of stuff. We're going to be talking some MBA kind of business concepts, not the kind your business school teaches you, but what the real world teaches you. It might give you a bit of a tip, you promising MBAs. So this is for all ages. Young people can watch it, especially if they're being victimized and bullied, because they're going to learn so many tricks to capture bullies that it's not going to be fair for bullies in high school and the workplace when this blog's done. So this is the X-Files, the dirty files that helps women who are victims of violence, children who may be victims of violence, and some political party that sees the opportunity here and understands how Google's new hummingbird algorithm works off of the YouTube bounce, which is what this exercise is about. So I didn't forget about the techies. And now for the techies, I'm getting a big pull off of Linux users. I'm doing very well with browsers with Firefox and Chrome. I've got good numbers on secret searches, and so my analytics are pretty interesting, and we'll get into that. So we're not forgetting you nerds out there. We like you. And did I forget anyone? This isn't helping. Churches, political parties, Workman Compensation Board, Catholic Church, be a hero. RCMP, be a hero. I don't know what else I can do, but I'm sure in about another 4 hours, 100 ideas are going to hit me. So, and the newest idea, because I want people to feel safe, that I'm making these critiques about, or more exactly, criminal charges, I'm going to ask the RCMP just to test if they have a sense of humor, and I hope they do, is if they could get me in that Hannibal Lecter mask thing, and then put the chains all around me and have me in the dolly and bring me in. So when I do my witness testimony, I can make sure that people who may have said or lied to the RCMP I was threatening, they'll have credibility, because all I'm willing to go in is Hannibal Lecter, sort of, and take my chances in the court that my legal optics won't be a problem. I can go into court dressed like Hannibal Lecter. Tell them to bring the voice Polly in. What is a strong legal case? Now that's criminal, and as we know, nothing helps civil like good criminal convictions, because it makes a lot of debate meaningless. So there's an incredible legal cost efficiency that's also going to be here. So this may be the top rated show in Canada by this summer. Anyways, talk to you later. I wanted a newsy feel.